you said the wrong thing. Be careful what you say out of your mouth. Verse number 3, James the 3rd chapter, verse number 3 says, behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole bodies. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with every small helm, whatsoever the governor listeth. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold how great a matter a little fire kindleth. The tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it divideth the whole body, and set on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. He says here, very important, the tongue is very small, but it got a whole lot of power. Yes. He says your tongue is small compared to all of the other members or parts of your body. Your tongue is small, but he says your tongue, though it is small, it has a whole lot of power. It has a whole lot of ability. He says in the very same way that a horse has a bit in his mouth, we take a bit and put it in the horse's mouth, and we can control the horse. My strength, I cannot control the horse. He's bigger than me. He's stronger than me. So if I want to control him, if I want to harness his power, listen to what I'm saying. I want to harness the horse's power. He's a powerful animal. He is stronger than me. I want to take his ability and use it for my good. That's harnessing his power. I don't want to destroy his power. I want to control his power. I want to use it for my advantage. So I put a bit in his mouth so that I can use his power to get done what I cannot do. That's very important. You don't want to get rid of the tongue. You want to learn how to harness the tongue. You want to bring it under control, because he just told you your tongue has a whole lot of power. And so he's not saying, I don't want you to talk. He says, I want you to choose your words. Yeah. I'm not telling you to shut up. I'm telling you to be careful what you say. I want you to harness the power. Harness it. Bring it under control. Use it for your good. Use it for your advantage. Use it to be a blessing for you. Use it to build your children. Use it to build your marriage. Use it to build what you're going through. Use it to build yourself. Harness it for your good. He says in the very same way, he says a big ship, we see the big ships out there in the water. He says, but when you go to the back of the ship, they got a little helm. They got a little rudder that turns in the water. And that little bitty rudder makes that big ship go to the right, to the left, or go straight. That little rudder in the back of the ship, this big great ship, way in the back of the ship, underneath the water, is a little rudder that they turn to make that thing go the way they want it to go. He says your tongue is the same way. He's not trying to teach us about horses. He's not trying to teach us about boats. He's trying to give us a scenario to show us the power and ability that our tongue has. The same way that little rudder directs that ship, your tongue is going to direct your life. Amen. So he teaches us by the horse that you need to harness the power of your tongue. And he teaches us about the ship that your tongue is going to direct and control your life. It's going to move your life in a particular direction. You are where you are right now because of your mouth. That's a hard pill that we have to swallow. You are where you are right now as a result of what you have declared and spoken over yourself. You are where you are right now because of what you have declared and spoken over yourself. You know, the Lord is dealing with me, begin to show me some things about how a child don't know who they are or what they are until somebody tells them. A child don't even know that they're black until somebody tells them that they're black. And that there's a difference between black and white and all. Child doesn't come here knowing that. They don't have any recollection of that. You see a 3-year-old at the park, he'll play with any other 3-year-old at the park. Somebody has to come to that child and pull him aside and tell him that he's different. And tell him that he's not supposed to play with him. And tell him that he's not the same. Somebody has to teach the child that. And then when you teach the child that, the child begins to talk like what you told them. Nobody comes into the world knowing that they're poor. When you was a child, you didn't know you was poor. Somebody told you you was poor. And then you started saying what they said. You said you was poor because somebody told you was poor. And now you're caught in that bubble. You're caught in that chain. You're caught in that block now that you've been declaring over yourself your whole life because somebody told you that's who you was. And so you've been saying that's who you are. That's who you are all your life. You've been saying that. And now I'm trying to get you to understand that that's not who you are. That you are not poor. That you are not limited. That you are not less than. But that you are more than a conqueror. You are not poor. Somebody told you that you were living on a fixed income. That's a lie from the pit of hell. You are not living on a fixed income. Ain't no fixed income for Christians. You are more than a conqueror. You have more than enough. Matter of fact, the Bible says that God is your portion. How can you have lack when God is your portion?
All right.
When God, you know what it means when the Bible says that God is your portion, that God is your allotment, that when God was divvying up, when God was passing out, that God says, you don't have to worry about him. I will be, you don't have to give Corey no money. Don't give Corey no favor. Don't give Corey no high positions. Don't give Corey no big education. Just leave him alone. I will be his portion. I will be his portion. I'll be his education. I'll be his finances. I'll be his connection. Whatever he needs, I'll be that for him. You may look at him and say he is disfortunate, but God says you are a liar. I am his portion.
Yes.
Amen.
The Bible says if you got a choice between money and favor, he says choose favor. He says favor can take you where money can't take you.
All right.
Favor can open doors that money can't open for you. Favor can open doors that education can't open. He says if you got to choose between money and favor, he says take favor. God says, Corey, don't worry about what you don't have, son. I am your portion.
Yes.
Amen.
With me, you can walk through any door.
Yes.
With me, you can accomplish anything. I am your portion.
Yes. Amen.
Told Moses, he said, Moses, go over there. Moses said, who can I tell him? Sent me. He said, tell him I am that I am. I'm everything you need, Moses. I'll be water, I'll be bread, I'll be manna from heaven. Anything you need, I'll be that for you. I am your portion.
Amen.
I'm your portion. The Bible teaches us that God is our portion.
Yes.
The Lord is my supply. The Lord is my ability. The Lord is, if you want to know what I'm capable of, then you have to look at God, because whatever he's capable of, I am capable of, because it is his life that is living in me. It is his ability that is working in me. It is his might. It is his strength that is working in me. I am the child of God. I am born of my Father. I have his life. I have his nature. I have his righteousness. I have his grace. I have his ability. I am the man that God has made me to be. The Lord is my portion. It is in him that I live and move and have my being. See, we got to understand who we really are.
Amen.
We got to understand what God has made us to be. We got to understand the power that we boast in our mouth.
Yes, sir.
See, in the kingdom of God, you don't possess nothing until you say it out your mouth.
All right.
Your mouth gives you possession. Your mouth brings it into your head. If you don't declare it out your mouth, you ain't got nothing.
My Lord.
Mouth, your words brings you into possession of the righteous things of God. He says, you say that I'm a child of God, then you are.
All right.
He said, you got to declare to your mouth that I am the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. And so you are. You declare out of your mouth that I am healed in the name of Jesus. And so you are. You declare out of your mouth that I am this and not that. And so you are. Because your words bring possession.
Yes. Amen.
Let me show you something. Let's go to the book of Joshua. We'll come back to James. Go to Joshua, the first chapter. Go to Joshua, the first chapter. I want you to see something here. I'm trying to I'm trying to use Deacon Stokes' strategy here and show you the pros and cons of this thing. And my hope is that by showing you the pros and cons, that it'll change your life. I want to show this thing to you so good that when you start talking, if you say the wrong thing out of your mouth, you'll catch yourself.
Yes.
I want to show it to you so good that when you find yourself about to say the wrong thing, you catch yourself. Now, I'm not telling you that I've mastered this, because sometimes I say stuff out of my mouth I don't have no business saying. Sometimes I speak out of my emotions. Sometimes I speak out of my feelings. Sometimes I speak out of my experiences. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that that's the wrong way to live. It's not the right way to live, and it is a hindrance to your life. It is a thing that puts you into bondage. It holds you back. It breaks you down. If you want to walk with God, you got to learn how to talk from the Word and not from what you're going through.
All right.
The Bible says that the weak say that I'm strong.
Yes.
He didn't say that the weak say I'm weak. He didn't say that the weak say I'm tired. He didn't say that the weak say I'm confused. He said, let those who are weak say out of their mouth, I am strong. Because when you declare out of your mouth, you become what you declare.
Yes.
There's power in your mouth. There's power in your mouth. You got to learn how to talk. You got to learn how to talk. You don't say I'm tired. You don't say I'm weak. No. You say I'm more than a conqueror. You say I got the life of God in me. I got the strength of God in me. I got the power of God working in me. That's what you say out of your mouth. When you're tired, you say I got the life of God working in me. You got to learn how to declare the realities of the kingdom.
Yes.
See, there are some realities that you can't see with your eyes. And just because you can't see it with your eyes don't mean it ain't real. It just means you can't see it with your eyes. But the Word of God reveals a kingdom to me. The Word of God reveals another kingdom to me. God shows me that I'm righteous. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm righteous. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm born again. But that's okay, because the Word of God reveals that there is another reality. And that reality is greater than what I see with my eyes. This is why the Bible says we look not at the things that are seen, because the things that are seen are temporal. They're temporary. That means they're able to be changed. But instead we look at the things that are eternal, because they don't never change. They don't ever change. My righteousness don't never change. It doesn't matter how I feel. I'm righteous because Christ has made me righteous. I'm righteous because I'm born again. I'm righteous because Christ lives in me. I'm righteous because I'm his seed. I'm righteous because his seed lives in me. I'm the temple. I'm the vessel of the Holy Ghost. That's why I'm healed. That's why no sickness can live in my body. Not because I feel good, but because I'm the temple of the Holy Ghost. Because he lives in me. Because the Spirit of God has been joined to my spirit. And therefore I have his life. That's why disease can't live in me. That's why sickness can't live in me. That's why I give no room to sickness and poverty and disease, because I'm born of God.
Yes.
Amen.
I have the life of God in me. I have the life of God in me. That's what the Bible says. I got to learn how to talk like the Bible talks.
Yes.
Not like I feel, or not like somebody said or whatever. I got to say what he says, because confession brings possession. Y'all got Joshua? I told y'all the first chapter. Let me find the verse that I say. Okay, verse number 8. Come on, I'm trying to show you the importance of controlling your mouth. The Bible says a man that learns how to control his mouth is a perfect man. I love, oh God, thank you, Jesus. You want to be perfect? You want to be perfect? You want to be mature? You want to be a Christian? You want to be somebody who has reached a place of maturity? God said if you learn how to control your mouth, you're a perfect man. God said learn how to control your mouth. He said, and then there's another place in Scripture says, if a man don't control his mouth, then his religion is vanity. His religion is vanity. If you don't know how to control, you can say you're saved and delivered and whatever, but if you don't learn how to control your mouth, the Bible says your religion is vain. Your religion is empty. It's profitless. It's profitless. You got to learn how to control your mouth. God says if you can control your mouth, you'll be perfect.
Yes. Help the Lord.
Learning how to talk like a child of God. Learning how to talk, learning how to speak like a born-again Christian, and not somebody who's trying to be saved, but somebody who is saved. Somebody who understands what the Word of God says about them. Verse number 8 says, this book of the law. Now God is telling this young man how to succeed where Moses failed. He's telling him to go and do the very thing that Moses tried to do and didn't get it done. So he's saying this, he says, this book of the law, talking about the scrolls at that time, but we have the word of God in the New Testament here also. He says, this book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth. He says, don't let the word leave your mouth. That means there should never be a time in your life when the word of God is not in your mouth. He says in the morning time, in the midday, and night time, he says the word of God should be in your mouth. He said, don't ever let there be a time when the word of God is not in your mouth. God is teaching us that if we're going to be successful as Christians, we got to keep the word in our mouths. The word of God being in my mouth is not an option. It is a necessity. I must keep the word of God in my mouth. He says, don't let the word leave your mouth. That means always have it in your mouth. Always be speaking the word. Always be declaring the word. You got to be mindful of what you say. There's some people on the phone you got to stop messing with. Amen. It's a conversation you got to stop messing with. You got too much going on in your life to have that type of conversation. You got too many battles. You got too many things in your life the enemy is trying to do against you to have those foolish types of conversations. You got too much stuff going on to be caught up in gossip and backbiting and all that foolishness. You got too many battles that you're fighting. He says here, he says, don't ever let that be a time where the word of God is not in your mouth. He says, keep the word in your mouth. Keep righteousness. Keep holiness. Keep the word in your mouth. Don't let the word leave your mouth. Now, he's telling me how to win. He says, this book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. And for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Listen to what he tells me now. He says, Corey, don't let the word leave your mouth. He said, but instead, he says, meditate on the word. Meditate means to speak. It means to mutter. Meditate is not to sit there and close your eyes, but meditate means to open your mouth and say something. You are not meditating if you're not speaking. Meditation, biblical meditation, is to open your mouth and speak under your breath, to declare the word of God out of your mouth. That is biblical meditation. That's another form of prayer. It's another form of prayer. Why is it important to meditate? Because meditation edifies your spirit. Meditation builds you up. Meditation makes you stronger. I don't care where you are in life. If you would take 15 minutes and just begin to meditate on the word of God, you will be better than what you was before you started. That's the reason why every time you see me come out here to speak, I go through the process of declaring out of my mouth my love for the Lord. I go through the process of declaring who God is to me. I go through the process of declaring who Christ is to me because I am meditating on him. I'm building myself. I'm fortifying myself. I'm strengthening myself in the things of God. You got to do the same. Amen. I tell y'all all the time, every day, before you leave your house, before you brush your teeth, the first thing you need to do is begin to meditate in the word of God. Get your mind right. Get your heart fixed for the day. Begin to declare who God is. He's the strength of my life. The Lord is my fortress. The Lord is my shield. The greater one lives in me. He's the very strength of my life. The Lord is my portion. The Lord is my way maker. He is my deliverer and my yoke destroyer. The Lord is the strength of my life. He is all that I need. I have all that I need because God is my strength. He's my joy and my peace. He is my deliverer. He is my way maker. He is the strength of my life. He's my refuge in times of battle. He's my deliverer in times of war. He is a strong arm of defense. See, I get carried away when I begin to meditate on the goodness of my Jesus. I get happy all by myself. I get excited all by myself when I begin to think on the goodness of who he is to me. I don't need your help. I can get all by myself and just think about who he is to me. He's the strength of my life. He is my fortress. He is my champion. He goes to battle before me. He leads me beside still water. He holds me up. He lifts my head above my enemy. He is the strength of my life, my rock and my fortress, my shield and my deliverer. That's who he is to me. He's a mighty counselor. He's a strong deliverer. He's a way maker. He's a battle axe in time of battle. He's a man of war. He's a terrible God. He's a great and awesome God. He's the one who sits high and looks low. He's the orderer of my step. He's my way maker. He is my strength.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
bright and morning star. He's my counselor. He is my deliverer. He is my portion. I have all that I need. I don't lack anything because the Lord is my portion. The Lord is my way maker. He